Do your feet often feel numb, tingly, or cold for no clear reason? Maybe it happens when you're sitting, or maybe while walking. That strange sensation, like pins and needles, just won't go away. Most people think it's just aging, just something you have to live with. But what if I told you the real problem might be sitting right on your kitchen counter? Yes, the healthy-looking fruits you eat every day might be doing more harm than good. You've probably heard, eat more fruits, they're good for you. And in most cases, that's true. Fruits are packed with vitamins, fiber, and natural energy. But for seniors, especially those over 70, some fruits can quietly cause trouble. They might be the reason your feet feel numb, the reason your balance is off, the reason your toes feel like they're frozen, even on warm days. This is not about fear, it's about awareness. Because when you understand the real reasons behind your symptoms, you can finally do something about them. That's why this video is so important. Today we're going to uncover 6 specific fruits that may be making your foot numbness worse. Fruits that seem healthy, that taste delicious, and that many people eat every day without a second thought. But behind the sweetness, they can spike your blood sugar, inflame your nerves, and make circulation problems worse. And that's a big deal, because poor circulation and nerve damage are 2 of the top causes of numbness in older adults. If you're living with diabetes, high blood pressure, or simply getting older, your nerves are more fragile than they used to be. And the choices you make in your diet can either help you heal or slowly increase the damage. Some of these fruits you'll recognize instantly, others might surprise you, but each one has a unique way of affecting your body, especially when it comes to nerve health. Now, I'm not here to tell you to fear fruit, but I am here to help you make smarter choices, because the truth is, what's healthy for a 25-year-old isn't always healthy for someone in their 70s. Your body has changed, your metabolism has slowed, your cells need more support, not more sugar or inflammation. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 6 fruits to limit or avoid if you want to reduce the numbness in your feet. And even more than that, you'll understand why they affect your body the way they do. That's powerful knowledge. That's freedom. So stay with me. Don't skip ahead. Each fruit we discuss could be the key to taking back control of your health. If you're tired of guessing and ready for real answers, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Before we talk about the specific fruits that could be making your symptoms worse, it's important to understand what foot numbness actually is, especially for seniors. Many people describe it as a tingling sensation, pins and needles, or a feeling like their feet are wrapped in cotton. Sometimes it feels like the feet have fallen asleep, and other times it's more like a dull heaviness. No matter how it shows up, one thing is clear: it's uncomfortable, and it can interfere with balance, walking, and even sleep. Foot numbness happens when something disrupts the normal function of your nerves. These nerves are responsible for carrying messages between your feet and your brain. Messages about touch, temperature, pressure, and pain. When that communication breaks down, numbness occurs. For seniors, this is often the result of poor circulation or nerve damage, both of which become more common with age. One of the biggest culprits is something called peripheral neuropathy. This is a condition where the nerves outside your brain and spinal cord, often in your hands and feet, become damaged. The damage might be due to long-term high blood sugar, which is common in people with diabetes. Over time, high sugar levels harm the tiny blood vessels that supply oxygen and nutrients to the nerves. Without that nourishment, nerves start to break down. But diabetes isn't the only cause. Poor blood circulation alone can also lead to numbness. As we age, our blood vessels may narrow or harden, making it harder for blood to reach the outer parts of the body, especially the feet. This lack of circulation means the nerves don't get enough oxygen, which makes them weak, slow, and unresponsive. Other possible causes include vitamin deficiencies, especially B vitamins, which are crucial for nerve health, as well as certain medications, alcohol use, or even prolonged pressure on the feet from sitting too long. Sometimes numbness is linked to spinal issues or arthritis in the lower back, which can press on nerves that travel down the legs. Now here's where it gets really interesting. While many people think of numbness as something you just have to live with, the truth is your diet plays a huge role in managing or even improving these symptoms. What you eat affects your blood sugar, your circulation, and your inflammation levels. All of these directly impact your nerve. For example, eating foods high in sugar can make inflammation worse, especially in people with diabetes. Inflammation irritates the nerves and makes them more sensitive or more likely to shut down. On the other hand, choosing the right foods can help support healthy blood flow, reduce swelling, and give your nerves the nutrients they need to heal and function properly. That's why we need to take a close look at the fruits we're eating. Some of them, even the ones that seem healthy, are packed with natural sugars or acids that can quietly cause harm when eaten in large amounts. And for seniors, whose systems are more delicate and reactive, these effects can show up faster and stronger. Understanding how your food connects to your symptoms is the first step toward feeling better and staying active as you age. Now that we've explored what causes foot numbness in seniors, it's time to look at something most people would never expect. For years we've all been told that fruit is one of the healthiest things we can eat, and in many cases that's true. Fruits are full of vitamins, minerals, and fiber. They're natural, refreshing, and often recommended as a better alternative to processed snacks. But here's what most people don't realize. Not all fruits are good for everyone, especially if you're over 70 and dealing with nerve issues or blood sugar problems. As we age, our bodies go through many changes. Digestion slows down, blood sugar becomes harder to control, the nervous system becomes more sensitive to inflammation and imbalances. What this means is that something that might be perfectly fine for a younger adult could have a very different effect on a senior. That's where certain fruits can quietly become harmful. Some fruits are extremely high in natural sugars. While these sugars come from a natural source, they still behave like regular sugar in your body. They can cause your blood sugar to spike quickly, especially if eaten in large amounts, or without anything else to slow down digestion. For someone in their 70s or 80s, that sudden rise and the crash that often follows can lead to poor circulation, nerve irritation, and yes, more numbness in the feet. But sugar isn't the only issue. Certain fruits are also highly acidic. Acidity in the body can trigger inflammation, and inflammation is one of the key drivers of nerve damage. Even mild inflammation over time can wear down sensitive nerves, leading to that tingling, burning, or numbing sensation that so many seniors live with. Fruits like oranges and pineapples might taste bright and refreshing, but for someone with nerve sensitivity or chronic health issues, they can quietly make symptoms worse. There's also the problem of fructose, a type of sugar found in fruit. While it's natural, fructose can still cause problems if your liver isn't functioning at its best, or if your cells have become resistant to insulin. Many seniors already struggle with these issues, often without even knowing it. High levels of fructose in the diet can increase inflammation in the body and make blood vessels less flexible, both of which affect nerve function, especially in the feet. Another challenge is portion control. Many fruits are easy to overeat. A small handful of grapes can turn into a big bowl. One banana can lead to two. Unlike vegetables, which are low in calories and sugar, fruits are easy to snack on without realizing just how much sugar you're taking in. And because the effects aren't always immediate, it's easy to miss the connection between what you eat and how your body feels hours or even days later. For seniors, the effects of certain fruits can be stronger and longer lasting. Slower digestion means sugar stays in the bloodstream longer. Aging nerves are more sensitive to inflammation, and a weakened circulatory system has a harder time carrying nutrients to the areas that need healing the most. That's why it's so important to understand that even something as innocent as fruit can have hidden consequences, especially when it comes to numbness, tingling, and nerve pain in the feet. Let's start with one of the most commonly enjoyed fruits. Grapes are often seen as a healthy bite-sized snack. They're sweet, juicy, and easy to eat without much thought. But while grapes might seem like a safe choice for most people, they can actually be one of the worst offenders when it comes to foot numbness, especially for seniors. What makes grapes particularly problematic is their high sugar content. Even though they're natural, grapes contain a large amount of sugar, mainly in the form of glucose and fructose. When you eat grapes, the sugar quickly enters your bloodstream, causing a spike in blood sugar level. This may sound harmless at first, but for seniors, particularly those with diabetes or pre-diabetes, This spike can be dangerous. For those with diabetes, managing blood sugar levels is crucial. Every time blood sugar spikes, it can contribute to nerve damage over time. This is because high blood sugar leads to inflammation and damages the small blood vessels that nourish your nerves. As a result, nerve cells become less efficient at sending signals to the brain. For someone already dealing with foot numbness or tingling, consuming foods like grapes can worsen the condition. The sugar overload can irritate the nerves even more, leading to stronger, more persistent symptoms. Even if you're not diabetic, consuming grapes regularly can still cause a similar effect. Many seniors experience a condition known as insulin resistance, where the body doesn't respond well to insulin, making it harder to manage blood sugar. In such cases, eating high-sugar fruits like grapes can still lead to increased inflammation and nerve irritation. It's not just the sugar that's the issue, it's how that sugar impacts the body's ability to function normally. With slower metabolism and less efficient insulin processing as we age, the body can't handle sugar spikes as well as it used to. The real danger lies in the fact that grapes are often eaten in larger portions than we realize. A small bunch of grapes may seem like a reasonable snack, but in reality, it can contain far more sugar than you'd expect. 1 cup of grapes can have around 23 grams of sugar, roughly the same amount as a small chocolate bar. It's easy to snack on grapes without considering how quickly that sugar adds up, especially when the fruit is enjoyed throughout the day. For those with already existing nerve issues, such as numbness in the feet, the sugar in grapes can make things worse. It can trigger or intensify inflammation in the nerves, making the tingling, burning or numb sensations more frequent and severe. It's a cycle that can feel impossible to break. The more sugar you consume, the worse the numbness gets, and the harder it is to manage the symptoms. If you're someone who enjoys grapes regularly, it's important to reconsider their place in your diet, especially if you're experiencing foot numbness. The high sugar content in grapes can contribute to worsening symptoms, particularly for those dealing with diabetes or other circulation-related issues. Moderation is key, but in some cases it may be best to find alternatives that are lower in sugar to avoid compounding the problem. Bananas are another fruit that many people consider to be a healthy snack, but they can be surprisingly problematic, especially for seniors dealing with foot numbness or nerve issues. While bananas are packed with potassium, fiber, and vitamins, they're also high in both starch and sugar, 2 components that can have a negative impact on blood sugar levels and nerve health. The reason bananas can be troublesome lies in their carbohydrate content. Bananas are rich in starch, which is a type of carbohydrate that breaks down into sugar when digested. While this sugar is natural, it still has the same effect on the body as other sugars, causing blood sugar levels to rise. For people who already have circulation problems, like those with diabetes or peripheral artery disease, this increase in blood sugar can worsen nerve inflammation and irritation. Nerves are highly sensitive to fluctuations in blood sugar, and when those levels spike, it can lead to increased pain, tingling, and numbness in the feet. Bananas also contain a type of sugar called fructose, which while natural can be problematic for people with insulin resistance. Seniors who have trouble processing sugar efficiently may find that their body struggles to manage the sugars from bananas, leading to even more inflammation in the body. This inflammation can directly impact the nerves in the feet, making numbness and tingling sensations worse. In addition, inflammation can reduce blood flow to the nerves, further contributing to the feeling of cold or dead weight in the feet. For seniors who have circulation issues, bananas can be particularly concerning. Blood flow to the feet can be limited due to narrowed or weakened blood vessels, and when you add in foods that cause blood sugar spikes like bananas, it can make the situation worse. The rapid rise in blood sugar can increase inflammation, which in turn can make it even harder for blood to flow properly to the feet and lower legs. As the blood vessels become even less efficient, the nerves in the feet suffer from a lack of oxygen and nutrients, which can intensify the numbness and tingling. While bananas in moderation might not be a major issue for everyone, it's important for seniors to be mindful of how many they eat and when. A banana in the morning may seem like a good start to the day, but it's essential to consider how much sugar is being consumed, especially if there's a history of circulation or nerve issue. If you're noticing more numbness in your feet, or have been diagnosed with any conditions like diabetes, it might be best to limit bananas or opt for lower sugar alternatives to avoid making your symptoms worse. Pineapple is a tropical fruit that many people enjoy for its sweet and tangy flavor. It's often considered a healthy choice, packed with vitamin C and antioxidants. But for seniors, especially those dealing with foot numbness or nerve sensitivity, pineapple can be a tricky fruit to include in your diet. While it might seem like a refreshing treat, its high acidity and sugar content can actually do more harm than good. First, let's talk about acidity. Pineapple is one of the most acidic fruits you can eat. This high acidity can cause irritation in the body, particularly in people with sensitive stomachs or conditions like acid reflux. But it doesn't stop there. For seniors with nerve issues, the acid in pineapple can contribute to overall inflammation in the body. Inflammation is one of the key factors that can make foot numbness worse, as it affects the nerves and blood vessels, impeding proper circulation. When inflammation increases, it can further damage the delicate nerve fibers in the feet, leading to more pronounced numbness, tingling, and discomfort. The high acidity of pineapple isn't just limited to its tangy taste. It can also exacerbate existing conditions, such as neuropathy. When the body experiences inflammation from foods that are high in acid, like pineapple, it creates an environment where the nerves become even more irritated. This makes the already weak nerves in the feet more vulnerable, increasing the feeling of numbness and burning. For seniors with existing nerve damage or circulation problems, the irritation caused by pineapple can lead to more frequent and severe symptoms. In addition to being acidic, pineapple is also high in sugar, particularly fructose, which is the same type of sugar found in many other fruits. While sugar in fruit is natural, it still affects the body in much the same way as other sugar. When consumed, the sugar in pineapple quickly enters the bloodstream, causing a spike in blood sugar. For those with diabetes or pre-diabetes, this spike can cause inflammation to worsen, affecting nerve health and blood circulation. Even for those without diabetes, eating a high-sugar fruit like pineapple can cause temporary imbalances in blood sugar, leading to nerve irritation and making the sensation of numbness in the feet worse. Furthermore, the combination of sugar and acid in pineapple can make it particularly difficult for seniors with slower digestion to process. As digestion slows with age, the body has a harder time breaking down and processing sugars and acids efficiently. This means that the negative effects of the pineapple, such as inflammation and nerve irritation, last longer in the body, potentially worsening the symptoms of numbness or tingling in the feet. While pineapple does have health benefits, including its high vitamin C content, these benefits may not outweigh the risks for seniors with nerve issues, diabetes, or circulation problems. It's crucial to consider how foods like pineapple impact your body, especially if you're already experiencing numbness or tingling in your feet. What seems like a harmless fruit can in fact trigger a cascade of issues, from inflammation to nerve irritation, ultimately making your symptoms worse. It's important to choose fruits that will nourish and support your body, rather than ones that could inadvertently worsen the very issues you're trying to manage. Watermelon is a summertime favorite, refreshing, hydrating, and delicious. It's often considered a healthy snack because it's low in calories and has a high water content, making it a go-to for staying hydrated on a hot day. But while watermelon might seem like an innocent choice, especially for seniors dealing with foot numbness, it can actually cause some unexpected problems. Despite its water content, watermelon is mostly made up of sugar, and that sugar can quickly raise blood sugar levels and lead to nerve irritation. Watermelon contains a significant amount of natural sugar, particularly fructose. While the water in watermelon can help dilute the sugar, it doesn't do enough to offset the quick rise in blood sugar that occurs when you consume it. The sugar from watermelon enters the bloodstream quickly, causing a sharp spike in blood sugar level. For seniors, especially those with diabetes or pre-diabetes, this rapid increase can be problematic. A sudden blood sugar spike can trigger inflammation in the body, including in the nerves. When this happens, it can worsen symptoms like tingling, numbness, and discomfort in the feet.
What's more troubling is the way watermelon affects blood sugar over time. After that initial spike, blood sugar can drop just as quickly, leading to what's known as a sugar crash. This crash can cause a variety of symptoms, including dizziness, fatigue, and for seniors already dealing with nerve issues, more pronounced numbness or tingling in the feet. The rapid fluctuations in blood sugar are particularly difficult for those with slower metabolism or insulin resistance. These ups and downs can increase the stress on the body's systems, exacerbating nerve problems, and making it even harder to manage foot numbness. One of the reasons watermelon is misleadingly seen as healthy is because of its high water content. Watermelon is made up of around 90% water, which helps keep you hydrated. It's refreshing and light, making it a popular choice for many people looking to stay cool. However, the high water content can make it seem like a low-impact fruit that won't affect your blood sugar much. Unfortunately, this is not the case. The sugar in watermelon still has the same impact on your body as the sugar in other fruits. And the fact that it's mostly water doesn't change the fact that it's a sugary fruit. In large quantities, it can still lead to blood sugar spikes that have a negative impact on nerve health. For seniors dealing with conditions like neuropathy, poor circulation, or diabetes, the sugar in watermelon can increase inflammation in the nerves, making them more sensitive. This is especially concerning for those who are already experiencing numbness or tingling in their feet, as the sugar fluctuations can intensify these sensations. Watermelon, despite being a refreshing fruit, can be too sugary for the delicate balance needed to maintain nerve health in seniors. It's important to be mindful of how much watermelon is consumed, especially if you're already struggling with nerve issues or other circulation-related concerns. While watermelon is not inherently bad for everyone, its high sugar content combined with the rapid changes in blood sugar levels makes it a less than ideal choice for seniors looking to manage foot numbness. The water content may be beneficial for hydration, but the sugar and rapid blood sugar fluctuations can ultimately worsen nerve irritation and inflammation, making it important to approach watermelon with caution if you're experiencing symptoms of nerve damage. Mangoes are undeniably delicious, and often seen as a tropical superfruit. They're juicy, sweet, and packed with vitamins and minerals. But when it comes to managing foot numbness or nerve health, mangoes can be surprisingly problematic, especially for seniors. Mangoes are one of the highest sugar fruits, and that high sugar content can cause significant issues for those dealing with nerve sensitivity, blood circulation problems, or diabetes. The sugar in mangoes primarily comes from glucose, fructose, and sucrose, which are quickly absorbed into the bloodstream. This causes a sharp rise in blood sugar level. While this may not seem alarming at first, for seniors, particularly those with diabetes, that sugar spike can have serious consequences. When blood sugar levels rise too quickly, they can contribute to inflammation in the body, including inflammation around the nerve. This can aggravate nerve damage, especially in the feet, where circulation is often already compromised. The result is more intense numbness, tingling, or burning sensations in the feet, making the condition even more uncomfortable and difficult to manage. Mangoes can also harm blood vessels, which is a significant concern for seniors who may already have weakened or narrowed arteries. High sugar levels can lead to glycation, a process in which sugar molecules attach to proteins in the body, causing them to become stiff and less flexible. This process can damage blood vessels over time, reducing their ability to carry blood and oxygen to the extremities. For people with circulation issues, including those who have peripheral artery disease or other cardiovascular conditions, this can exacerbate the problem, making it harder for blood to reach the feet and contributing to worsening numbness or other nerve-related symptoms. Another factor to consider is that mangoes are often eaten in large quantities. Because they're sweet and satisfying, it's easy to consume more than intended, especially when they're in season. A single mango can contain up to 45 grams of sugar, which is a substantial amount. For seniors who need to carefully monitor their sugar intake, eating too much of this high-sugar fruit can quickly lead to blood sugar imbalances. Over time, these imbalances can take a toll on both nerves and blood vessels, worsening the symptoms of numbness, tingling, and discomfort in the feet. Given their high sugar content, Mangoes should be eaten rarely, if at all, for those who are trying to manage foot numbness or other nerve issues. While they're delicious and packed with nutrients, the sugar in mangoes can trigger a cascade of negative effects in the body, from increased inflammation to damaged blood vessels, all of which can make nerve problems worse. For seniors with diabetes, insulin resistance or circulation issues, the risk simply isn't worth it. If you do choose to enjoy a mango, it's important to do so in moderation, and to be mindful of how it might impact your body, especially if you're already dealing with nerve discomfort. Oranges are often touted as one of the healthiest fruits, packed with vitamin C and other nutrients that support the immune system. However, for seniors dealing with foot numbness, nerve pain, or tingling, oranges might not be the best choice. While they're full of health benefits, their high acidity and citrus content can aggravate existing nerve issues, making symptoms like numbness and tingling more severe. One of the key concerns with oranges is their high acidity. Oranges, like other citrus fruits, are rich in citric acid, which can have a significant impact on the body, especially when consumed in large quantities. The acidity in oranges can increase inflammation, particularly in sensitive areas like the nerve. For seniors with conditions like diabetic neuropathy or other nerve-related issues, this additional inflammation can intensify symptoms. Inflammation is already a major contributor to nerve discomfort, and adding more inflammation from acidic foods can make the nerves even more irritated. This leads to increased tingling, burning, or numbness in the feet, making the condition harder to manage. In addition to the acidity, oranges can interfere with certain medications that seniors might be taking. Many seniors rely on medications to manage blood pressure, cholesterol, or other health conditions, and citrus fruits like oranges can interact with these medications in ways that might not be immediately obvious. For example, oranges can affect the way certain medications are metabolized in the body, particularly those that are used to manage blood pressure or heart health. This can lead to less effective treatment, and in some cases, side effects that may worsen symptoms of nerve pain or discomfort. Citrus fruits like oranges can also contribute to digestive issues, especially for seniors who have slower digestion or are prone to acid reflux. The acid in oranges can irritate the stomach lining, leading to discomfort and an imbalance in the body's digestive system. If you're already struggling with nerve issues in the feet, the added stress of digestive problems can make it harder for the body to manage other health issues, including those related to nerve function and blood circulation. Another issue is that oranges, like other high-acid fruits, can increase the sensitivity of nerves in the body. When the body is exposed to high levels of acidity, it can cause a temporary increase in nerve sensitivity, which may make the tingling or numbness in your feet feel more intense. For those who are already experiencing nerve pain, this added sensitivity can create a vicious cycle, where eating citrus fruits leads to more discomfort and irritation. While oranges are a great source of vitamin C and other nutrients, they may not be the best choice for seniors dealing with nerve issues. The high acidity can worsen inflammation, interfere with medications, and increase nerve sensitivity, all of which can make foot numbness and tingling worse. If you're struggling with nerve pain or discomfort, it might be worth considering alternatives that are lower in acid, such as berries or melons, which are gentler on the digestive system and less likely to aggravate inflammation in the body. Oranges may be healthy in moderation, but for seniors with specific nerve issues, it's important to be cautious and mindful of how they affect the body. To quickly recap, the 6 fruits that may worsen foot numbness and nerve discomfort are grapes, bananas, pineapple, watermelon, mangoes, and oranges. While these fruits may seem healthy at first glance, their high sugar content, acidity, or ability to cause inflammation can make symptoms worse for seniors, especially those dealing with diabetes, poor circulation, or nerve issues. It's important to enjoy these fruits in moderation, or in some cases avoid them altogether if you're experiencing numbness or tingling in your feet. Before making any changes to your diet, it's always a good idea to consult with a doctor or nutritionist who can provide personalized guidance. They can help you find the best foods to support your health while managing foot numbness and other nerve-related symptoms. Remember, your food choices matter, With a few small adjustments, you can feel better, move better, and enjoy life. If you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to our channel for more tips and advice on living a healthier life. Take care of your body, and it will take care of you.